need your prayers. Like I said, as I have more information I give to you, I don't pry nobody else's life and their past history. So I just ask you to pry in ours. We do need your prayers. The Bible says all that live godly shall suffer persecution. And I've stood in this pulpit and said several times that God took my son. And I said, God can take all my children and my wife, and I'll still be standing here preaching, and I'll still be doing what's right. And I still say that. God has more than one way of taking children than through a casket. You're saying God He allowed it. It's Satan that tempted Maria, and she gave in to temptation. She's undoubtedly listened to some girlfriends or some guy, and has decided to give in to temptation. It was a testing also for us, and but I'm gonna keep on doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I know that as a parent, I ain't been perfect. Beth ain't been perfect. We ain't standing there saying that. We've been far from perfect. But I know overall, we've taught her what's right. We've taught her what's wrong. We've taught her the Word of God. We've done devotions. We've prayed. She's been separated from the world and so forth. And she hadn't seen perfect examples of Christ, but she's seen Christian parents and raised in a Christian home for the most part. She's seen a Christian mom for sure. And so when she's seen Christian sisters that love her and care for her. And she's seen Christian grandparents, that love her and care for her as well. And so me and Beth hadn't beat ourselves up. Devils tried to inside my head. Said, oh, you should have done this a little bit different. You should have done that. You're going to do all that little back and forth stuff. But I called a preacher friend of mine who's been through the same thing, going through the same thing right now in some sense, in another situation. And said they'd be praying for us. And they were there if we needed them. They knew how we feel somewhat, naturally. And they have a child or two that's the same way. And I promise you, I promised the Lord when He took my son, I said, I'm all yours, and take the rest of my daughters. I don't mean that the wrong way. I want all my daughters to live for the Lord and get Christian husbands and live Christian lives and have Christian homes. But whether they live for Him or serve Him, when my wife lives and serves Him, I'm still going to live for the Lord. I'm still going to be preaching. I'm still going to do what God's called me to do. I promised Him. And I said, Lord, you tried me, and I'm going to keep going. And He's trying me again. But I'm going to just stick with Him. The Bible says, this is a promise. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not to thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge Him, and He shall direct thy paths. And we can always quote Romans 8:28, a lot of other verses. But God's with us. He ain't forgot us. He ain't forsaken us. And we're not going to go hungry. And but do pray for Maria, man. Because there's a lot of people that have kids that are not saved, gone astray, won't talk to you and all that kind of stuff. Don't have no reasons, don't have no answers for you. But certainly do need your prayers. So, with that said, Amy, we'll cut that camera off. And